Oh, what another amazing day, amazing show this is gonna be. I can feel the heating up. I can feel all the messages and everything I've been getting. It's gonna be a hot topic. So get your seatbelt on, tighten all your belts, and let's go, man. My name is Ronnie Jacobs. I am the presenter of the Ronnie J Show, and I'm looking forward to another amazing show today. Today we're going to ask a very hot topic. Is the husband the head of your home? And all the women out there and all the men out there, they're going to be like, oh my God, this guy. How come on Saturdays you always pick these topics that are just like mental? You know what I'm saying? But I got some great guests who are going to talk about this today with. We've got Agnes, who'll be coming with Rando, who's our hubby. I think it's best that we start the day with a husband and wife conversation, you know, and then we have Clare, and then we'll be talking with Jojo, Alona, and then Chris. It's a good topic, as I always say. The aim of our show, we have fun, but we educate and motivate you to help you to build yourself to achieve your dreams. And I always believe in one thing: health is wealth, and a good family gives you a good mind so that you're able to adjust yourself and you're able to get all the information that you need to be able to activate and live that dream that you want to live. So I thank you all so much. It's going to be a great show. I hope you enjoy it. And please leave your message and feel free to drop a note and feel free to leave a short message and your comments below and any questions you want to ask. Just leave the questions below. We'll take your questions as best as we could. Right, so we're just going to connect with our first guest for tonight. We've got Rando, who's all the way in Boston in America, and then we've got Agnes, who's here in London. So we're all trying to connect together, and so let's see how that's going to work.
Sweetie.
Okay.
Hi, hello, how are you? Live on air, how are you?
Oh, hello.
Amazing, amazing. Hi, Rando, how are you?
I am just fine, thank you. It's nice to finally meet you virtually. We are practicing good social distancing, considering it's about 3,000.
Exactly, I was going to say. That's to the extreme, I think. So fantastic.
Exactly.
Please tell us a little bit about you, Rando, because this is the first time we're having you on air, so that your wife always speaks so highly of you. So finally we get to meet.
Well, I am certainly flattered by Agnes's assessment. I'm in the United States. I am.
You're so funny.
I'm in the United States, and Agnes and I have a child together, and I have two children over here from another from a former marriage.
Yeah.
And so it's a wide age gap. It's 28, 16, and 2. So I want to stay. So I have every age group.
Fantastic.
But I'm semi-retired. I work with a couple of foundations, and I still do some work on the side. I used to be a landscape architect.
Okay.
And
I'm going to cut you short. I'm going to cut you short because of the time that we have. Okay.
Of course.
But I promise to arrange a longer time for us to have a longer conversation. So the question I'm asking today is, I'm going to ask you first. Is the husband the head of the home?
That is an assumption, and I think it should only be by consent. That is, if the couple chooses that one person or the other would be the head of the family, then that's a joint decision. So the answer is only by consent, and that's it.
Okay, so I get the feeling there that you were a bit on the fence, so I'm going to go straight to the point. Are you the head of your home?
It's definitely a joint situation. For example, we live in two different houses. We have two different houses, and because of the present circumstance, I can't get into the UK.
Yeah.
So, just in obvious terms, we leave each house to the other person's primary control, or whatever you want to say.
Okay.
And so I just follow her lead.
So basically,
Rando, I can feel that you're really struggling and trying so hard not to step on any toes here.
No, not at all. Well, you know what? The joint decision we have is he takes care of Boston, I take care of London, and when we get together, everything is a joint decision. So for us, it's all about teamwork and partnership.
Okay, carry on.
Exactly right.
So do you think that people, is it okay to say that the husband is the head of the home though? Is it a good statement to make or not? Rando.
I'll leave it to hubby.
I'll let Rando speak.
I think it depends on the circumstance. It's not about who earns the money. It's about how you earn it together, and each by its own means. So if we're talking about power through money, then if it's a true partnership, these are joint decisions, and they can fall into place.
Absolutely.
As far as say a woman being more successful than a man, we should be there. And have gotten behind that because if you have satisfied people that are living their life, it makes it a lot better at home.
Fair
Whereas
enough.
if you have a misogynist relationship where one person's angry, the one person's angry, and the other has all the power, the amount of friction
I agree.
that can come from that, it's not worth it. And who would want to take something away? I wouldn't want to take anything away from Agnes because that's who she is.
Are you saying that because Agnes has got that kind of feisty character?
I'll let him answer.
So Agnes, what's your take on that, Agnes?
For us, it's not about who's the leader. It's really if one person can do it and they can't, we fill in the gap. If I can do it and I can't, he'll fill in the gap. So I think you just feed off each other as a joint decision. That's how we really work. We kind of fill in the gap when necessary. Or there'll be certain things that he can do that I can't do, vice versa. We really do pick up the pieces from one another.
And two heads are always better than one in decision making. So that is how I feel about it.
Yeah. So Agnes, do you feel that there should be that distinction? Should there be that distinction? So yes or no?
That's a no, because I mean there are distinctions. My husband and I, we had a discussion. It's all about the physical, the logically, and the emotional. But ideally, no. I think no. That's a no.
And Rando?
Done and hubby.
I'm sorry. Can you repeat the question?
The question was: should there be a distinction of, the man is the leader of the home and the woman is follows?
I don't. I think it should be a partnership, and with Agnes and I, it is a flowing partnership.
Yeah.
Meaning that we each fill in for the other person's weakness, if you want to put it bluntly like that.
Yeah.
But
that's a good thing.
But it is a mutual respect, and she's her perspective and where she comes from is really helpful to me personally to make better choices. And again, we have a joke.
You know what? I promise that we're gonna have. So say that again.
I said we have a joke between the two of us between common sense and dreaming. So we can complement each other very well. I just think it works. The whole thing works better.
Amazing. I know this is a short phone call, but I really want to compliment Agnes and yourself, because ever since we started working together and talking on air, she has been exemplary in the example that she has shown to be a responsible wife. And Agnes, congratulations for that. You have been consistent in what you do. And Rando, you should be so proud of what you have. And I wish you all the best together, okay?
Thank you.
Thank you very much, Ronnie.
And you know what, Ronnie? At the end, it's all about teamwork and partnership. There's no one better than the other. I think if you just put both together in a bucket, just mingle together and just divide what needs to be done.
Fantastic. I'm going to arrange, I promise, I'm going to arrange a one-on-one, so we can just talk for like 20 minutes with no rush and no interruptions, and we just have a good conversation. Because I think my audience can learn a lot from the way too if you have a fantastic relationship. I know that there's ups and downs for
we are
all
truly
humans.
blessed.
Thank you
We
so
are
much.
truly
Okay.
blessed.
Thank you.
Thank you, Ronnie,
All right,
for
thank
having
you.
us.
Bye. See you in
Bye-bye.
Boston when I come. Bye.
Yes, absolutely. Bye-bye. Bye.
Bye.
What an amazing couple, man. Really and truly, she's always been a fantastic, and every time that we talk and the examples they give, every relationship has ups and downs. But I'm so happy when I see where people try hard to really work things out and make things work for them. That's just amazing. Okay, fantastic. Our next guest, we have the amazing Clare Ford. So let's see. Hello, where are you?
Hello.
Hello, Claire. How are you?
Hello. It's always lovely to hear your voice on a Saturday.
I know. I always bring trouble, eh? I always bring some topics that rock the boat.
I know. Oh my goodness.
Fantastic. Please tell our audience about you so we don't spend too much time chatting away.
Yeah, sure. Am I able to talk about something that I'm launching this week just in a couple of seconds?
Of course. Go ahead.
So I'm really proud of myself. I'm really excited about this new service, which is called Switched On, and it's the clever curriculum for teens. And it's an opportunity for teenagers over 8 weeks who should have been taking their exams to do something different, to either create their personal statement, personal statement, or a draft business plan with 2 incredible mentors. So it's a whole 8 weeks of coaching, of mentoring, of mindset work, and then coming out with something concrete at the end. So
wow, that's very innovative. Did that just come up during the lockdown?
Pardon?
Did that just come up during the lockdown, or you had that in mind all along?
Yeah. No, I've literally just thought about it 2 weeks ago.
That is a good idea. Well done for that.
Yeah.
But please leave a link. Please leave a link in the comments, so whoever heard the announcement, they can go and click it and get more information.
Oh, thank you. That would be amazing, Ronnie, because it's such an opportunity for young people.
Yes.
And we've got some special bonuses as well, which I'll tell people about if they want to know. So
no problem
amazing.
All right, so let's get to the crux of the matter. So,
yeah,
is your husband the head of your home?
Oh my God, this question. Seriously, in this day and age, are you seriously asking this question? I love that. It's hilarious. Well, the thing is, this is a multifaceted question, because I'm sure many women might say he thinks he is. Right? So I think many men might think they are head of the household, but actually they're not really. So it's very interesting as well, and I think that actually this period in lockdown right now is actually an amazing opportunity for people to reassess these roles and for people to reassess what this means. I've been through being a single mum. So yes, I was head of the household. I was the head of the household. I was the provider, but I was also the nurturer in the household. Right? So for single parenting, you're everything. Now, if you're obviously in a relationship, but you're not married, then you might both consider that you've got equal head of household duties from the point of view of both bringing money into the house, both doing the chores in the house, both thinking about the upkeep in the house. So it might be equal. So there isn't really a head of house. It's more of a sort of, cooperative, right? And this is what happens, of course, when young people are at university and things like that, is that you all learn to cook together and to communicate together and to shop together and to clean together and all of that. But if you're thinking about a traditional family household in the sense of 2.4 kids, in a traditional family with a mum and a dad and 2 children and a Labrador, which, to be honest, who's got that anymore? But anyway, if you're thinking about that, then, sometimes it is the main breadwinner who is considered the head of the household. For example, in my sister's setup, she runs her own business and it's her husband who does the childcare. So, but she wouldn't necessarily consider herself head of the household because he does the meals, he does the school runs, he does the homework, he does the bath times, he does, all of that. So is it that head of the household traditionally means the man? Right, which is what I think you were getting at in your question.
I'm trying to make the question as plainly and clearly as possible.
Yeah, but I think that now heads of households aren't necessarily men, and in single-sex couples, well, you've got two men, so what? Are they both head of the household? Or you've got two women, so where's the man who's supposed to be leading them? This is really a very old-fashioned question.
But at the back of a man's mind, at the back of their head, don't you think that they consciously believe that I'm the head of my home, I'm the head of this house?
I think that there's a definite primordial kind of drive in the male psyche to be a protector and to be the provider. I do think that men are built, with that in their essence, right? I do think that. But I think that, for example, in my sister's situation, where she is actually providing in the sense that she's earning more, it takes that element of masculinity, of masculine energy away from her husband, right?
You think?
And as a single mother, you have to step into that masculine role of providing and protecting as well as nurturing. Yeah. And so, yes, you're the head of the household because in a way you're adopting that masculine hat, if that makes sense. So I think in a way, to answer your question, I can't answer the question.
I think you're defining, if I hear you correctly, you're defining the head of the home around who's providing for the home. That's what I'm getting from what you're saying.
Yes. For me, there are 3 Ps. I always like my little anecdotes and my letters.
I know, so go for it.
Will these 3 things. So for me, a head of household, regardless of actual sexuality, but a head of the household is somebody who is proactive. That means that they step up, they take ownership of the shit that's going down, right? They plan ahead. They work out what needs to be done. They make some difficult decisions about children's schooling and all of that. Yeah. So being proactive. The second one is that they are the provider. So that is who, and that might be everybody in the household. It might be one person. So they're bringing money in and they're providing a roof over your head and they're putting food on the table. And the third thing is the protector. And this is where I think men really feel this the most. But women do as well. You can get into this real kind of lioness, I'm protecting my cubs thing. And so this is where you don't want harm to come to your family. And this is where your heckles rise up. And you're like, no one's doing that to my kids. No one's saying that about my family. No one's treating us like this.
So sorry, I need to quickly interrupt you there. So based on these 3 Ps that you've given, it goes back to my first question. So should the man step up and take responsibility of these 3 Ps?
Well, if it works in that household, for example, you've got to be sensible, right? Yes, I do feel people should be proactive and I do feel that people can be protective and I do feel that providing doesn't just have to be financial, right? You can provide as in what you're bringing to the table, right? Your skills, your attributes, your humor, your creativity, right? That is also a way of providing opportunities and experiences for your family members. Yeah. So everybody should be proactive, providing and protecting, but you could argue that, maybe there isn't room for 2 heads of house. So there needs to be kind of a conversation around that. And I would just say play to people's personal strengths, regardless of whether they're male or female.
Amazing. I love the way you kind of summarize that, so just tell us quickly again about your project. We've got 1 minute.
Okay, so it's Switched On, creative curriculum for teens, not taught in schools, not taught anywhere else. Starts on Monday, 8 weeks. At the end of 8 weeks of coaching with 3 incredible coaches, you get either a draft personal statement, which you can use to get into universities or for employment, or you get a draft business plan which you can use to pitch your entrepreneurial idea. Even if you're only 15, you've been crap in school, you've never got an A grade in your life, and you don't know what direction you're going in.
Amazing. And this is online, I believe, right?
Yep. Oh. Online starting Monday.
Fantastic. Thank you so much, Claire. Thanks for your help and support.
All right.
Have a good one.
Bye.
Bye. Bye. Amazing. Okay. I'm getting the feeling. We're heating up. It's like a building up. The whole thing is building up beat by beat. Okay, now we go over to Jojo. Now let's hear what's happening. And I think culture plays a huge role in this as well. The culture where you grow up, the community you grow up, your background and the way you've been brought up, and the things that go through your mind. All these are... Hi, Jojo. You live on there. How are you?
I'm good, thank you. Yourself?
Amazing. Please tell our audience about you, please.
Okay, my name is Jojo, popularly known as Jojo. I've been married for 14 years now. I have 3 kids. And I'm also the CEO of Ethnic Royals, a company that makes African wears for kids.
Fantastic. Your line is breaking in and out, but we'll try and see.
Oh, is it?
Yes, but it's good now. Okay, so we're going straight to the question. Is your husband the head of your home?
He's the head of my home.
It took you a long time to say that, though.
Yeah, because I'm just trying to see how I will phrase it.
Okay, go on.
Because I can't see, I'm just thinking of how I will phrase it. He's the head of my home, but at the same time, we are equal partners.
Okay, I'm waiting for explain that, please. What do you mean?
Yeah, we are equal partners because we have mutual respect for each other, and we are both responsible for what goes on in my home, and we make decisions together, and there's no one lording it over the other. So it does really, because the reason I paused is because I often wonder why it even comes up at all. Why would there even be the question of you are the head and what is the woman? The neck, the tail? What is the woman? It does actually, it does irritate me when people bring that up. Oh, the man is there. I feel that a relationship or a relationship where that question comes up is usually when the man is probably insecure or there has been some kind of power struggle. But why should there even be power struggle when I do know that I don't realize that things do happen in a marriage.
Yeah.
There's usually, sometimes there's that power struggle and all. But when the foundation is solid, when the foundation has that mutual respect for each other, trust me, it does not come up. It has never ever come up in my home. My husband has never come home and said, I am the head of this home. This is what I say and this is what goes. Because we have very mutual respect for each other. We just go on and do our responsibilities together. If he comes up with a decision and says this is what should be done, if I don't agree with it, I have my ways of bringing it to him without lording it over him either, to say, oh no, I am the woman, I am the one that keeps the home more than you, I stay at home more than you, so my own goes. It doesn't follow that way. So that is why, based on all the other questions that you've been bringing in, the other things that we've been discussing, those are very, very important in a marriage. It should not even come up. Who is the head, who is the neck, who is the tail, should not even come up.
So it doesn't make a difference, really?
Yeah, it does. When there's mutual respect, it shouldn't come up at all to say, I am the head. What scenario will that come? What would make the man say, or what would make the woman say, you are the head? Is it because maybe the man does not have a job at that time? See, we are blessed in different ways, especially in this modern time. What if you say, okay, the man is the head? What does the head do? Does that mean he takes responsibility of everything that goes on in the house, takes responsibility of all the bills? Okay, what if he loses his job? What now happens? So you tell me the woman will go to work, come back, and the man, because he says he's the head, he will not cook or sort things out at home. No, it shouldn't be that. It should be equal partnership. And there should be that equal responsibilities. There was a time my husband didn't have a job, and I had to pick up the slack. And that mutual respect was still there. And now he's got a job. In fact, what I earn in a month, he probably earns in a week. But that respect is still there.
So if I get you correctly, because we started off saying that in a way your husband is the head of the home, but you have a mutual understanding and mutual respect for one another. Yeah. So if there's that conscious feeling at the back of the man's head or your husband's head or any man's head, some men, that they are the head of the family. So are you...
And my other question now comes in, what does that even stand for? What does that mean?
That's where we're going with this conversation. That's what we're trying to get to. Should the man step up and say, listen, I'm the head of this family. Let me take this 3 P's responsibility, like Claire said, proactiveness, provider, and protector.
In terms of that, I still feel you do what works for your relationship. You do what works for your family. Yes, we normally, as women, we just gravitate towards the man providing for the home. But what if he's unable to do that? What now happens?
So
if you don't have that mutual respect already,
yes,
and he loses his job, you are not going to have that respect for him at all. You not treat him
define that mutual respect. What do you mean? Because that is the core of your foundation at the moment.
Yes.
What does that mean?
When I say mutual, I just mean equal partnership. You share responsibilities equally. There's no I am superior, you are inferior. We are the same. We are both trying hard to ensure that we bring up our children in the best way we possibly can. We are both trying to ensure that we don't fall into debt. We are both trying to ensure that our home is as we want it to be. So, and that comes with responsibilities. So if it comes with responsibilities, so who pays the major bill in the house? If you earn more, maybe based on because you earn more, you pay more. So what if the woman earns more than the man?
I'm getting this feeling that whoever, for the husband to be the head of the home, he has to provide more. It's all about provision. I'm getting that feeling, having spoken to 2 women so far.
Right. That's not my stand.
Okay.
That's not my stand. I believe the man is the head of the home, but at the same time, I believe they are equally equal partners
in responsibilities.
In responsibilities. Because just like you said, you're getting that feeling he has to provide if he's the head. I just believe that being the head is more of a respect than anything else. It's more of respect attributed to this is my man. So I'm according him that respect. This is my man, according him that respect. Than anything else. Because if you don't have that respect already, trust me, if he loses his job, is unable to provide, that respect will go with it. But if that mutual respect is already there, even if you become the main provider, you still have that respect for him. You still give him that respect that is due him because he's your man.
I like that. Yeah.
Do you get where I'm coming from?
Yeah.
So that's why I paused. Not because I don't believe. I was thinking of the best way to phrase it so it doesn't come out as if, oh, here we go, feminist. You know, that's not what I'm saying. Yes, the man is the head, but you are equally responsible in if the marriage works or it doesn't. It's for both of you. You are equally responsible. And if being the head means he provides more, what if he's unable to provide? So what now happens? Will you still give him that respect? No. Then there wasn't that mutual respect in the first place. You only accorded him that respect because he was able to provide at that time. But is that what the relationship should be? Is that what a marriage should be? I don't think so.
Amazing, man. You are full of wisdom. I didn't know you have all this wisdom like this. Wow. You should be a marriage counselor, you know what I mean? Write a book. Wow, it's a pleasure talking to you. Thank you so much for the way you balance the whole conversation. You brought me back down to earth again now. So now we can continue from here again.
Thank you for having me.
No problem. Bye.
All right then.
Bye.
All right then. Bye.
Oh, that is good. That is good. I love the way she articulated that. I love the way she was able to explain that and give a good balance of where we are. Okay, now we're going all the way to Nigeria. We tried this number last week. We struggled to connect. Let's hope that we're getting a better connection today. We are speaking to Aderonke, who is the fashion designer and responsible for Ethnic Royals. I hope he connects. Because sometimes it just rings and it doesn't connect. So let's try this. I will do something else. And because last week when I called, she did try to call back. So my audience, please just bear with me. We're talking today about it's the husband, the head of the home. We've spoken to Clare, who gave us some 3 fantastic points about proactiveness, being a provider and being a protector. We talked also with Ethnic Royals and Jojo. And Jojo was able to explain that the mutual respect is the foundation and the basics for this relationship. So we shouldn't really, a man shouldn't be just a big-headed and think, I'm the head of the home. And there's something that I've always, what was the time? Yeah. When I was doing my management courses, there was one thing that they always told me. They say when you stand and say, "Oh, I'm the manager here. Everyone should listen to me." The minute you said that, you've lost your authority. The minute you said that, that means you haven't really. Hold on a second. The minute you stand there and say, "Oh, I'm the head of this home and everyone should listen to me," or "I'm the manager of this company and everyone should do what I say," and then the minute you start saying all that, you've automatically lost your position, in the sense that you should have been able to, you should have been able to, in your place of work, create an environment where there is a mutual respect, that people just consciously and unconsciously, you just work together to make things happen. You don't need to establish your authority to make things happen, even in your house, in your household, in your relationship. You don't need to establish that, "Oh, I'm the man of this house, so everybody should now get on their knees and God." However, I am trying to dig deep to find out from my guest today, if we're talking about, if you are providing for your home, that makes you the man of the house. If you're not providing, does that not make you the man of the house? What are the factors that will be able to create a situation whereby we can say this gentleman or this man or the husband is the head of the home? Some ethnics, the funny thing is, not funny, the reality is, in some religion and in some cultures, this is an affirmed arrangement, or it is an agreed assumption. It's something that you just have to agree. It's something that you agree to, and it helps their homes. In some cultures, it helps their home. In some cultures, it may be damaging. So it is difficult for us to give our opinion to say X is X and Y is Y, because we can only say, "Oh, in my opinion, I think this is going to be challenging. I think," like Claire said, in her opinion, in this day and age, that there should not be the authoritarian, "I'm the boss, I'm the man, so everybody do what I say." And Georgia from Ethic for You said, it's not all about who's the presumed leader of the house. It is the respect that they have for one another. However, I want to also stress, there are cultures, there are traditions, there are communities that do well because they feel that the man should take that role in leadership. And there are also cultures that women suffer because men take that role of leadership, whereby they dominate and then they abuse the women and then nothing comes out of it. Because we know of many cultures where it is permissible for a man to violently abuse his wife, and then she can't come out and say, oh, I've been physically abused. So that's the extreme case. But all to say this is the extreme case boils out from the perception that the man has to make him feel that, listen, I am the man of this house. Whatever I do, whatever I say goes. If I hurt you and all that, if you go tell anybody, no one's going to listen to you. There are cultures that do that. Because I'm talking like this because I know that this program is watched in Africa, is watched in India, because I'm getting a lot of feedback from India, and it's watched in America. So there are different cultures that are watching this program. So we have to make sure that we balance our conversation to reflect each of these cultures. In the Western world, for example, it is believed that a man and a woman are equal in the Western world. It is believed that they work together and they provide together, and that's how they're able to sustain and keep their home. So the fact that somebody is the head of the home should not really come into the picture, although there is the unconscious perception, there's the unconscious inbuilt feeling in a man that he should step up and take responsibility. He should step up and be proactive. He should step up and be and take leadership of his home. In Christianity, for example, Christianity talks about how Adam was made and then Eve was made to support Adam. I'm sure that will come up later on. So I don't know about any other religion, but in Christianity, there is the biblical belief, the biblical teaching that, am I correct? No, let me not start going to Bible now because I don't know that much. So I go hurt myself. Let's try DGV one more time. It's a shame that we can't get hold of her. This is the second week running. It's a network. You know, when you try to call international calls and your networks don't connect, it just creates a lot of challenges. We'll give you one more try and see how that goes. Okay, who we got next? All right, we're going to go all the way to Italy. All right, let's go to Italy and let's call Alona. Great show. Great show. A bit of... what's the word? Here we go. Right, we're going to go to Italy now. We're going to go call Alona all the way from Italy, an amazing lady. And let's take this from here. Great stuff. I know some of the women are just cringing now thinking, what? What do you mean? What you mean I'm the head of the home? There's no head of the home in my house. Nah, man. And some men are just like smiling thinking,
hello, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Alona. How are you?
Thank you. I'm fine, and the weather here is a little bit cloudy, but we are now also in spring, so it's good.
Fantastic.
A little bit wet, yeah.
So how are you all recovering from the coronavirus? Things are getting better now in Rome?
Yes. No, I'm getting better. On Monday, they are losing a little bit. We can go out and go to work, but we cannot travel yet on in the Europe. Like for instance, on the border, they're still closed now.
Yes. Okay, at least that's good news. At least things are getting better. So we're happy for that.
Yes.
Fantastic.
We can go out.
Fantastic. Please introduce yourself to my guest, please.
Yes, I'm Alona Cochon, your partner here in the Kids Fashion Festival. Yes, and I'm married for 28 years with 2 boys, and of course, happily married on 28 years.
Yes. 28 years. Congratulations, eh?
Yes, it's a hard work, and when I read your topic, wow, it's very... Yes, it's a little bit hard, but but if you get through on it, it's like you live already on it, so it's no more difficulties if you are in on this stage already. So it's a balance. Yes, it's a balance of parenting and disciplining and etc. and budgeting. It's all rolled into one. You are all partnered.
So the question I want to start by asking is your husband the head of your home?
I don't think so. Never. Yes, I believe when I watch you telling you mentioned about the culture and the background of the past of the person, because that because of that background you will bring that on your marriage, right?
Yes.
And I was touched by that because it's true. Because with regards on my husband, they live with four children and without a father on them, because he passed very early, so they grew with the mother. So that past background of my husband, he's so lovable, very sensitive because of the what do you call that? Because of my mother-in-law's very sensitive as a mother, very caring. He brought that past of my husband. He brought that to my family, so I don't have problem about the superiority of the head of the family, because their culture, our culture, they always go to the church. My mother-in-law, so that good values, my husband brought that to my family.
But would you say it's within your culture for that for a man to be seen as the head of the home?
Sometimes it adds good when you have a good values, when your family brought up like that, you grow in a good family, good harmony.
Yes.
You can bring also on your when you are already as a father, and your culture in the Philippines is they all always go to the church and very calm, and it's a balance in everything. There is no superior. So the other one is they hear the voice of the wife, and then they go together to lead the family.
So what about your?
It's a 50-50. Yes.
Sorry.
Yes, it's a 50-50 idea in decision making, especially on big matters like we do with our children, about budgeting. Like for instance, now that we are in quarantine, we stop working for long months. For it, like for instance, in 2 months or 3 months, we free. So I don't think he's the boss, or he's
But does he think he's the boss though? At the back of his mind.
But
let me interrupt you. At the back of his mind, does he not have that feeling that he's the boss? But he doesn't show it. But does he not have that feeling, do you think? Or you give him that respect?
No. From the start of our marriage, I never felt that. But as a woman, as a wife, when in disciplining our children, for instance, we don't argue like that. We already talk about it, and I will not, as a respect to my husband, as a head of the family, open cross parenthesis, I also give a respect to my husband in front of my children. You know what I mean? I don't feel that the children see that I'm the head, or I always superior to my husband on decision making. But before we bring a decision to the children in front, when we have a meeting, we already talk about it a few days, and so that when we brought that bring that topic to the children, it's already managed handled. Yes, and so that the children will feel they have a respect also to my husband, so that we will not have argument on that spot.
I think that's very important for husband and wife to have a conversation first before they approach the kids, so that way you're all speaking with one voice. I think that's really good.
Yes, yes. Like for instance, that's true that Claire mentioned a while ago, that the sensibility and of course the proactive. Like when my husband is good in the house chores, like in cooking and everything. He cleaned the house, so it doesn't matter if the wife should do that, right?
Yeah.
But he volunteered to do it for the family, so we don't argue on the things already, because who is gifted on that area and fitted that to share his skills, why not, right, on the marriage. So
do you think that some men abuse this position? Do you think?
I abuse?
No. Do you think some men in some marriages use this analogy to abuse the woman? You understand?
Maybe on the early age, right? But now the things have changed drastically through the years. Before, the house should be home, just do the house chores, just carrying the children, going to the groceries and so. But now times have changed. The man has regarded to be the provider, and then at the same time helping the wife to do the house chores. So in the early age, maybe yes, but now on the modern times, I don't think it's already fit this kind of thing. Who's the head of the family?
Okay.
Maybe on the Muslims. What do you think, Ronnie? The one you were saying a while ago.
Sorry, say that again. I didn't hear you.
Yes, you mentioned about this kind of maltreatment of the wife.
Yes, what I was asking was, do you think, because I know for some cultures that men abuse women because they feel that they are the head of the home?
Maybe we also think about the background of that man. Is that he saw that in the family, or their culture, or we don't know really what happened, why he's behaving like that, why he maltreated some things like that. And I'm so sorry to hear that, but I think there are battered wife also. There are cases like that. It's true, and there are some associations, they are helping these women who have this violence. That's I think there are some cases.
All right, thank you so much. Thank you so much. Have you got any events planned for this year? Anything that we should look out for?
Yes, I'm waiting to calm down, and then afterwards, I think I should go this June in North Yorkshire. They're in UK, but I don't know if the border will
open by then. Yeah.
Permit. Yes.
All right.
And of course, we are also connect with you on the kids' fashion, and then let's see.
Yes, in October.
We will just see the flow of this situation.
Amazing.
And so I'm so happy, and thank you very much for helping your radio program, this connect with us. Thank you. I'm so glad to hear also our friends out there, and we connect every now and then. Thank you for your warm messages, our friends, and we've learned a lot from this parenting talk. Thank you very much.
You. Have a good one. Thank you so much, Alona. Say hello to your husband and family for me.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye. Ciao. Fantastic. Okay, so we're heating up. So that was really good. I want to thank you so much, Alona, for your support. Just oh dear. Right, let's see if we can get one more call in before we call our final caller, because I didn't get hold of DGV last week, so I'm making an effort to connect. Hi, I said I have to make an effort of connecting with you this week. How are you?
Hi, good afternoon, good evening. I'm fine, I'm great.
Good evening. Okay, we missed our time slot, so we're going to make do. So quickly introduce yourself.
Sorry about that.
That's okay. Introduce yourself, please.
Okay, my name is Aderonke Olubanjo. I'm the CEO of DGV Styles based in Nigeria, and I'm the principal instructor of the leading fashion school in my state called the Ibadan City Fashion College. So I'm an MSME coach and a fashion designer and a coach, a speaker. So many badges like that.
So amazing. So we're talking on a very, very sweet topic today. We're asking the question, is your husband the head of your home?
Yeah, and I saw that. As always, I was saying, Mr. Ronnie is back. Yeah, so I believe let me start with this. 2 heads are better than one. So there must still be a head, because every car is driven by one steering wheel. The husband is the head, and especially where I come from in Africa, they will tell you the husband is the head of the house. But that doesn't mean the wife cannot or should not contribute to make the car run well. 2 drivers cannot drive a car, 2 pilots cannot pilot a plane. There would be a crash. So someone must always take the lead. But let me just chip this in. There are instances where you see men stepping down for the woman to take the lead in some decisions because they believe maybe she will know better and she might have something to say, in this case, better than them, Mm-hmm. So as a man, the man is a head, definitely we should always make them the head, because there's this trend where they say, no, I'm going to be, I forgot what they call it here. They call it one particular name, where the woman will tell you nobody can lead them. I say, no, you must have a leader. No matter what you're doing, no matter who you are, someone must take it. You must be responsible to someone. It guides your actions. It's called responsibility. It makes you responsible, and you feel accountable when someone is ahead of you. But always know when the person leading is not leading selfishly. There are instances where we see African men taking decisions because of themselves alone, or some men not even taking their wives into consideration, just taking all the decision, everything. I decide and it's final. That one is not agreeable. I don't agree to that. Always let your wife have a say, even when she's wrong. Hear the parts. Hear the parts well. I mean, you being the wife doesn't mean your husband will be 100% right. It doesn't mean you will be 100% right as well. You all have parts to play. If it's not 50-50 all the time, there'll be the 90-10, the 70-30, the 80-20, but it's a joint work, because 2 of you, it takes the 2 efforts to make the home stand.
We've been talking to a few women from London and from Rome, and they are on the edge of the opinion from what you are also saying. They don't feel that the man is like the head of the home, and it is a 50-50 kind of thing.
Unfortunately, I didn't listen. I just joined because I was doing something.
I know.
I say 50-50, but not all the time 50-50. Because there are times we women can be extra. We know ourselves. We can go extra. I can make some decisions because I'm angry. We get emotional. And when we're emotional, many times we base our decisions on our emotions. Because we're angry, just see us deciding against something that is right. Just because we want to show the person I'm the wife, I will show you Pepe. I'll show you I'm the woman here. And women, some men don't like trouble. A woman wahala, just go. Just let her be. Just let peace reign. So sometimes when it comes to decisions, don't make it in the heat of any argument. When you're seeing the 2 heads tackling over one point, settle down, let it just pipe low, then probably both of us will settle and will decide, okay, let me go for his line. I think he's right. Or probably the man thinks, okay, I think my wife is right. Let me go for it. But personally, I still believe in the fact that respect the man. He is the head. He is the head. Most times you men, you see things different from the way we see it because we are just one kind of special people the way God made us.
So should a man step up and take the responsibility in a home, you think?
They should. It's 100%. The man should take up the responsibility because I've seen so many cases. You see children referring to their father more. They just tend to see the man as a figure in the house. They see the mother as someone they can run to for comfort. But majority of kids see the father in a role where this is my daddy and this is what he does. I mean, I didn't grow up like my daddy's girl, but I realized I was a pure daddy's girl. Whatever he did was what I was looking up to, even though I wasn't so consciously doing it. So that tells me a lot. Like kids, they just see their father as, okay, this is what daddy does. So that's why they always tell the men, don't say, do. It's better when you do it and you shout and talk about it, because when you do it, they see it as what they should follow after. And that affects the children and the home front more. And most cases too, people judge the home with the man. When they look at it, they have a picture of what your home should look like based on the man's actions, his reactions, the way he does the things he does, and what they feel he is like and who he is.
Fantastic. Thank you so much. I know we've had a good chat. I really appreciate you so much, and looking forward to seeing you in London in October.
Yeah, it's so soon. I'm looking forward to, and I'm happy I could make today's show. Honestly, last night was so painful.
I know. I had to get you back.
I couldn't say your happy birthday on air.
So please tell my audience, what should they be expecting from DGV Stars at the Chaps Kids event in October?
Oh yeah, Chaps Kids October. We are so coming up with some. It's called the Craze Collection. We're cooking up some things that they're powerful. We have some amazing designs, things to look forward to. Fantastic. Then we're having a collection that has to do with lots of hair accessories as well for the kids. We're trying to create something contemporary and something pretty formal and let me say the couture-like. We'll see a lot of things happening in this October. We are really, really ready,
Fantastic. Have a great day and have a great weekend.
Thank you for the opportunity always. Thank you, Mr. Ronnie.
God bless. Bye.
Yeah, amen. Bye. Bye.
Oh, now we have to call Mr. Chris. I hope he forgives me because we were supposed to call him at 5 o'clock. It's supposed at 6:50. So I just had to call back DGV Stars because last week we couldn't call her and we missed her time slot. And I just felt, let's sacrifice. So I hope that Mr. Chris is still available for the conclusion of the show, because he's a gentleman that is strict on his time, Let's see how that goes. Hello. Okay. So today we've talked about...
Good evening.
Hi, good evening. Sorry I'm calling late.
Yes, how are you doing?
I am blessed. Thank you so much. You're live on air. Please say hello and introduce yourself to my audience. And apologies for calling you 8 minutes late.
No, that's fine. That's fine. How are you doing?
I'm good. Thank you.
Good. All right. My name is Chris Adeoye. I pastor a church in Barking. I'm an entrepreneur, author, run a charity foundation, a counselor, and with many other hats that I wear.
Thank you so much. So we're asking the question, is the husband the head of the home? So you're the only man, actually there's a first man at the beginning, but you're the man that's been talking after 5 women have spoken. So I'm going to ask you the question, are you the head of your home?
Yes, I am. I believe so. I'm a Christian, and I believe also from growing up also, that was what we saw, that the man is the head of the home. And so even traditionally from our upbringing as a black African, so traditionally the man is the head of the home. And also as a Christian, the Bible says in Ephesians 5:23 that the husband is the head of the wife, even as Christ is the head of the church. So in that light, the man is the head of the home. But we also understand that even though that is what we know that it is, we know that it doesn't mean that the man is a tyrant. The man is a controller and all that. So it's understood that the man is the head of the home, but we also understand that in the context of marriage as we understand it and as we live it out, there is that understanding that that doesn't mean that the woman or the wife is a lesser being, So it's important. I mean, we appreciate that, and that's what we live out in our home, and that's what we also that's what that's what is passed across, or what is taught to people, even in our faith. That even though the man is the head of the home, the woman doesn't mean that the woman is a lesser being. For example, there's this statement that is made that for every successful man, they used to say that behind every successful man there is a woman. But now, what is said is that beside, not behind. So that's what I would say, that the man really is the head of the home. And if you also look at it in terms of creation, we know that Adam was the first man, was the first human that was created by God. And then God now said that I wouldn't want this man to be alone. Let me create for him a helper that will help him. And that's when the woman came forth. So we understand from even the beginning that the man was the first one, and the man is the head.
Okay, and don't you think that some men can use this analogy to dominate and to oppress the wife?
Oh yes, you also find, even I've said that, for example, in Africa or black, from the onset that has been known that that's the way it is. You still see even till today that there are many tribes and many
cultures across the world. Yeah,
exactly. That the man is like really worshipped really as head, and so there are still places all over the world that is still in place, and that is still being lived out. So yeah, but aside from that, even those that are really educated, I've seen people that are quite educated, that are of faith, and they've had major problems in their homes, and the reason was because the man just became a too dominant figure, and kind of using that to suppress the woman, to oppress the woman, and that should not be the case. That should not be the case. So, the man should understand, even, like I said, that from onset, the reason why God created was explicitly explained to those of us of faith from the beginning. So the woman is not a slave. The woman is a helper to the man. So when someone is helping you, that person is not a slave. That person is complementing you.
Sorry to interrupt you. So in the position whereby, because I know some people watching now and just cringing, and in a position whereby the woman is proactive, providing for the family.
Yeah.
What would you now? How would you now place that analogy?
I've seen many of such, and there are many of such all over. That the woman seems to be the one that is perhaps earning more. The woman seems to be the one that is bringing more on the table in the context of a marriage. And I've also seen the place where, in such cases, such women also still have that understanding that even though I bring more to the table, I still respect and appreciate that the man my husband is the head of the home, and that understanding is there. And that, that understanding, it's visible. And even though there may be other things that may be in place, but I've seen that over and over again, that even though the woman seems to be the person that is bringing more to the table in terms of sustenance, there's still that respect that the man is the head of the home. But again, there are cultural differences, there are various understandings, but essentially, if we really speak about the crux of the question today, what we are trying to discuss, really and truly, the man is the head of the home.
So does it really make a difference, though? Does it make a difference in a marriage to establish who the head of the home is?
I believe it does. But again, like you said, the people that are listening, everybody will have a different opinion. Obviously now civilization has come, education has come. There is we live in an age where there is equality is spoken about, is preached, that the women should earn the same and all that and all that. But does it really matter? I'm still holding on to the fact that if we can't change that which was and that which started. Let me not confuse it now. We can't change that which was incepted from the beginning. That from the beginning, the man was put in the place of headship from the beginning. And if the more you look at it, the more you question it, the more you query it, I still feel. And so what is being said to men, preached to men, encourage men is for men to take their place, to understand their position, to understand their headship, to understand their responsibility. And when you do understand your headship or your responsibility, you will not abuse it. So if you're asking that, does that really matter? We are simply saying that let men not take their place. They should take their place. They are the head. So really what we should be talking about is for men to understand their responsibility, to understand what has been put in place from the onset. We can't change that. And we should make sure we try everything possible, teach that to the young boys, teach that to the young men, that they have a responsibility. And then if you see, if we begin to talk about, we don't want to make this maybe like a Bible summit or and all that. But sincerely, men should take their place, and the women should also understand the place and the position of a man. It's important that we continue to talk about that. Let's encourage working together. Let's encourage good understanding of partnership in any relationship. So whether it be the woman that is bringing more to the table, let's understand that doesn't mean that the positions will switch. It has not been put, it wasn't created to be like that. If you buy a car and the car is if you buy a Porsche or you buy a Ferrari now, you can't turn that into an SUV. if that analogy will fly. There's a responsibility, there's a reason why things are the way that they were created to be. So we should try not to switch positions of things. That is not the way that it's supposed to be. Like I'm saying, let's encourage the men to take their place. Let's encourage the women to also understand their place. Now, there are situations where, like you're saying, this has been abused, and people are listening and like, what is this guy talking about? Go and sit down there. Now, I understand that, but it's the situation. Circumstances and situations are different. They are different. So if then someone is cringing by what I'm saying now, maybe it's because of what that person has seen or what that person is going through.
I think the word taking your place, I think that's what they're cringing about. So go ahead.
Yeah, So I mean, women make. I mean, we see this day and age. We have women that are headship of countries. We have Merkel in Germany, New Zealand, Finland. All these great countries are now, they have women as the head of the nations and doing fantastic work, fantastic jobs. Fantastic. Some months ago, I don't know what I was reading as I would read extensively. I stumbled on the home front of Angela Merkel, the headship of Germany. Yeah. And I read about her husband, and it amazed me that with how much power this woman wields, she has a husband, and that doesn't mean that on the home front that she brings to the home front what she does in government. No, think about it. We had Margaret Thatcher over here. We saw how their husbands had a role in their lives, So it's important to appreciate that women are also, women have a place. Women have a place. They may be the more vocal one, more outgoing one, more industrious, and all that. But still, there is still the place of the man. The position of the man is still there. We can't change it. We shouldn't switch it.
So this leads me to my final question.
All right.
Now, should the husband step up and take responsibilities and take should the husband step up and take leadership?
Yes, Ronnie. I mean, that's what should be encouraged. That is what should be encouraged. That obviously there will be millions of cases where that is not in place. I've spoken to women that will come and cry, will complain that the man is not taking his place. The man is not occupying his place. The man is not doing what he's supposed to do. The man is not acting responsibly. I've had that over these 50 years of my living. I've seen that. I've seen men not own up to who they're supposed to be. I've seen men just, erode and not take their place. So we should encourage men to take their place. They are leaders. They are headship. Men should take their place. And also, as they take their place, they shouldn't also rule over and domain over the women. There should be that understanding that I'm a man and here is the woman. We're working together. We're working side by side for a common goal, for the family goal, for the family well-being. Right? It shouldn't be the other way around when one becomes oppressed, abused. No. When the man trying to flex his muscle, I'm the man. No. You don't take responsibility by force in that regard. You leave out responsibility, show responsibility. And I believe that instinctively and naturally, when men their place, you find the places where, you see the women folk will appreciate that. The women folk really love that. And sincerely speaking, Ronnie, when men take their place, I guarantee you and I say to you today, women love that. When men are men and they take their place. Because there, the man is meant to be there to support. The man is meant to be there to show strength over the home. To show, that strength, that courage, that leadership. That is what the man should do. And we say in faith that the man is the handsome man of the family. He's the one that will be spoken to.
Thank you so much. We've run out of time, but I really love that your way of encapsulating the whole conversation that we've had. And please, what is the website to your ministry in case people need to get in touch with you?
Is www.lifaco.cc, lifaco.cc.
Fantastic. Thank you so much. It's always a pleasure having you on the show.
Well done, Ronnie. Well done for the work that you're doing. And we're looking forward to you always bringing thought-provoking questions. I don't know where you get them from.
We're talking about love next time. Love. I know you like talking about agape love, so we'll talk about that next time. I don't know where you
get all these questions from.
Have a good one.
All right. Have a good evening.
Take care. Bye. Oh, that was just amazing. Thank you all so much. And amazing people. Fantastic topic. We had a conversation today, but I think the overriding factor around the conversation today was we need to show love. We need to respect one another. There's one thing that came across from different cultures, from different parts of the world. We spoke from Italy, we went to Africa, we went to London. But from different parts of the world, there's one thing there was a common denominator, and that was respect. Respect for one another. We spoke to Randall in Boston. It was about respect. Common respect that you have for your wife and your wife has for you. I think that's what makes things work. It's not about lauding yourself. It's not about trying to prove a point. It's just about respect. You love each other at the end of the day. This is a relationship. This is a lovely relationship. It's not a military service, is it? Well, anyway, thank you so much. It's been a great show, and it was an amazing time. And please, as we say, we're just here to educate you and to motivate you, to help you to live a better life, to achieve your dreams. And I hope that this helped you in some way, and I hope that this will help your family, your home, and help build your home. A huge thank you to all the fantastic guests that gave their time to come and speak with us today. I am so thankful to you all, and hopefully that we'll plan more time so we can spend more time together. I appreciate you all, and I wish you all the best in life. I wish you more. And thanks to Sabrina also for helping to organize the event, all the programs as well, and all the people working behind the stage. I wish you all best. I pray above all things that you achieve your dreams, that everything go well with you. Never let anyone tell you can't achieve your dream. Pursue your dream. Never give up. All the best. One love.